Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 25 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and Soundcloud, and now I'll talk about topic day by day on YouTube with the full video releasing on Friday. Catch updates about the podcast, or for other news, give us a follow on your social media platform of choice. Listen in the description below. I'm your host, GM, and overseer of Podcast of Five Rings, Obsidian, joined tonight by the resident wildcard, Mal.
Yo.
As my voice gives out. Because it's still recovering from getting down with sickness. We've got the wall that will not fall, Tetsuo.
Everyone.
And Mr. Push to Talk himself, the Dark Fortune Duelist Meta.
Beep boop, I'm not talking. Oh
Bleep,
no, I'm gonna
boop.
stop.
Where'd Meta go?
Oh, I'm back again.
You know, he just gave this long dodge drop. Too bad he wasn't holding down the shift key.
I know, right?
So it's been 2 weeks since we've recorded, and we have survived the Great Storm.
Well, some of us did.
Yeah. I got sick, and then I had to go back to work this week, and it sucked pretty bad. So that's been in my life.
I got food poisoning on the weekend.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
What did you eat bad?
I just went. We went
Public
to the,
sandwich, right?
No, I went to this Italian place, and it wasn't that great. And then I got food poisoning, so I'm not going back.
What did you eat?
It's like they do. It's kind of like Chipotle style, and so you build your own stuff.
Oh, I was about to say Chipotle Italian food.
Yeah, it's like you pick the pasta sauce and meats and stuff.
Oh,
it wasn't
gotcha.
Great.
Build your own pasta bowl.
Yeah, or flatbreads or salads.
Mm-hmm. Tess was without internet for a while.
Yes, I was.
That had to suck.
When you have power and not internet, you start to realize how much everything you do usually has internet.
Back to the 90s with you.
No!
You've been banished to the
No.
shadows.
Everybody makes it out to be.
No.
Are you trying to tell me that a time without the internet is horrible?
Yes.
Did you catch
I
up
don't
on a
believe
lot of Gunpla, though?
Yes.
I imagine that's what you spent a lot of your time doing.
I actually did build 3-hole kits during the hurricane itself, so not counting the couple days afterwards with no internet, so yeah.
I
Who
built
would've thought?
one. I built half of one during Storm, and then I went and read a book, and I finished that book.
And now you're the man you are today. But you've also
changed.
been playing something here recently, hadn't you?
I've been playing a lot of things.
All right, well, why don't you talk about one of those things? And you got the first topic tonight.
All right, I've been that'd be dead about last week, but we weren't here last week.
Well,
All right, so my topic is Destiny 2, which is the MMO-ish game from Bungie. Destiny, no numerical after that.
Destiny 1.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Destiny
the official one
That's
doesn't
what it
have
is now.
a one. Yeah.
it'd be kind of funny if they did call it Destiny 1.
But it's been a lot of fun. They, it's interesting because it didn't really change majorly in any way. It's almost like it's just a ton of quality of life improvements over the first one.
It's almost just like an expansion.
Kind of, just of course. So I think the overall look of the game looks way better. They were able to drop the old generation of consoles, so just
Yeah,
looking game.
They're just able to do more with the game.
Right. So yeah, it basically, because the game picks up right, like your character would basically be standing around in Destiny 1 and then Destiny 2 hits. Like there's not like a big gap in the timeline or anything.
So are you playing the same character?
You can, though it doesn't really
Sport-
mean anything because basically your base gets destroyed, so you lose all your stuff.
No, not my base.
Yeah, as one of the trailers with Malcolm Reynolds, what
Ethan Fillion.
Fillion, who voices one of
Cade
the characters, Cade 6, and he's in one of the trailers. He's like, talking about all the stuff they destroyed. And he's like, most importantly, your loot. And
Your stuff's gone, my stuff's gone, and most importantly, my stuff's gone.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
Yeah. But so tons of quality of life improvements, which I have loved. Just like things like before, when you were in a play area, if you wanted to go anywhere else, you had to then go to orbit and then go to that area or do the thing. Now you can just do it from wherever, and you just immediately go to the new area or do the new thing without having to just have a pointless step in it.
Arbitrary loading screen that
Right.
or just there to be a loading screen, pretty much.
Pretty much.
That's good.
Yeah.
I always hated that in the games when you have to go somewhere to do something. It's like really shouldn't have to do this.
Right.
Just
well, I
play
mean,
the games, go to a loading
again,
screen.
it's probably a limitation brought on by the old generation.
Yeah.
Because now you can fast travel to multiple points in a patrol area. Are the things they call like basically the levels on different planets or planetoids or whatever you want to call them.
The open world areas.
So you PG elements, first person shooter. There are 3 classes, which right before we went live, I realized you can describe. They're the equivalent of 3 families of the crab. You've got the Titans, which are the Hida, the Hunters, which are the Haru, which are the Kuni.
Wow.
It's
Noah from
you say that,
Right.
and now I'm totally realizing that you are 100% correct.
Right? So you've got Titans, which are the big defenders of the wall.
Quite literally.
Yes, the last city is surrounded by a wall, and usually the ones who are defending it. So you're a guardian. The 3 classes for a player character, like you were given by a ghost, which is like a little robot magic. It resurrected you, and you are now considered a guardian. And yes, all guardians are like considered charged with protecting humanity, but Titans usually end up defending it, like the actual city and whatnot. They've got they're like Spartans from Halo, that sort of thing. They got like big bulky armor, punch things a lot. I play a Titan. I love them.
I got a question for you.
What's that?
Because I know the other 2 classes. Have they ever really added any melee stuff yet, or is it still like mostly long range?
I mean, you've got melee abilities. Everyone's got a melee ability. They have a sword weapon that they added in one of the later expansions. One of the new, so every class has a subclass, and then every subclass has a super ability. One of the Warlock's super abilities now has a sword, and then one of the Titan subclasses has a hammer they can throw, and now one of their new ones has a shield that they can attack melee things with or throw like Captain America.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the other, the Hunter, which are like the rogue type.
Go out into the wilderness.
Yeah, mobility, the scouts in lore. The like Han Solo, jackets and leather pant.
But they wear power armor.
They wear armor, but it doesn't look like the Titans are the only ones wearing like bulky armor, really.
Yeah, hunters have like cloaks over their armor and stuff that are very slim.
And then you've got the Warlocks, which are the space magicians. They study things in the lore, the darkness, formulate plans and whatnot. They always wear like robes and very little armor. But yeah, I started out as Warlock, but I love it.
So what's you played the story mode, right? That's mostly what I've seen people talk about. I haven't seen people talk about the rating really at all, to be honest with you.
So the rating only dropped. I mean, they like to do They release content in waves almost, or stages or something. It took a week before they dropped the raid just to give people time to level up and trying to give more people time to access it at the same time. But the story is way better. That's probably one of the biggest noticeable changes from 1 to 2 is that there is a story. Because the first vanilla Destiny story is awful and barely there. It's basically go meet all the villains, destroy a big robot for its head, destroy a bigger robot. There's also some like weird time traveler who can't explain anything because she doesn't have time. That's the generic.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm
Destiny
sorry.
1.
Back
Yeah.
a second. You have
I don't have time to
a
explain
time
this.
traveler.
You travel
No,
through time.
no, Obs. She doesn't have time to explain why she doesn't have time to explain. Is a direct quote.
Yeah, I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain. And then she disappears.
Right.
What? No. What? I'm immediately like, whatever you want me to do, I'm immediately not doing it now. Fuck you.
To be fair, we don't actually know that she's a time traveler. She doesn't specifically say,
well.
but it's very well hinted at that she's probably
Yeah.
a time traveler.
Just basically the original story sucks. And
Gosh.
the new one, you actually get characters who are more fleshed out. There's like dramatic moments. You actually have a villain, a main villain.
There's a little story arc.
Learn about because almost all the villains from the first game you will come across in a mission and then fight them in a later mission to beat them, and that's like all have the interaction with. Like, I mean, not to say you have more interaction with this villain, cutscenes and stuff, and learn about them, and with them some. It's just a lot better. It's still it's special as far as sci-fi stories go, but compared to the first one, like it's Shakespeare, I guess. Like compared to the first one.
So it sounds a lot. So I'm guessing you're having a lot better time with this one so far.
Yeah.
Like, just like from like your week 1 experience and this week 1 experience and
Yeah. Vanilla Destiny 2 are just leagues apart, I would say. They say it's like 20 hours to complete the main story missions, but you're probably looking at more like 10, which I think for like a shooter, I felt like it was maybe a little rushed, but I'm used to like RPGs with hour stories, so it was still I liked it a lot. And then like Destiny 1, a lot of the game opens up after, because by the time you beat the main with a max level of 20, and then the way they do, they're still like sort of leveling up after that, where you have gear levels almost. And by the time you beat the main story, you'll be like around, they call it a power level of like 210ish maybe, and the current max is 305. So that's like the thing you work. That's another big thing you work too.
Does anyone actually have that right now?
Oh yeah,
people who just play the game nonstop.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, there are definitely people who have grinded everything they can out of the game. That's like some people don't think there's quite enough to do, because like I don't know. It's a very interesting balance. Like casual it take a long time to do all that, but then you've got the hardcore Destiny out. I don't know.
But I feel like that crowd is always there, at least with Destiny. Like, the moment something drops, it's not a full day before somebody's already maxed light and all of the exotics, and there's not enough content.
I will say that they sort of... So, it's sort of like Diablo in that you want to grind. It's just that kind of... Well, I say grind, but like necessarily a negative way. Like I always found the gunplay in like it's just some of the best, I think. Like the way in the game is just immensely fun, and that hasn't really changed at all. Like the way the guns fire, look, feel, the sound design of the game is amazing. Oh, the soundtrack is also just out of this world. I can't. What's it? Because Bungie has used the same, or has had two long-term composers that have worked on them with at least since Halo. One has left, but the other one worked on this one, and it's amazing.
The same person who worked on Destiny 1?
But Bungie's been using the same lead composers. One has left, but the other one is still around and did a great job with Destiny 2. That's one of the main, one of the most agreed upon things in Destiny 2 is how great the soundtrack is.
You still have to play it. Oh, go on, Tits.
I was just going to say that was one thing that I do remember even from Destiny 1 was that there were times where I'd just be playing and I was like, this gun sounds really nice. I want to use this gun just because it sounds really nice.
Yeah.
Like the Might of Multitool. I love that gun.
Can you transmog stuff like that?
They don't have a transmog system. They have an infuse system, so that you can level up gear to a higher.
So if you find a piece of gear you like, you can just keep leveling it, basically.
Yes. But they did remove some of the ground don't have random rolls on more. Like the same weapon will always have the same perks and stuff. Which is, basically there's a lot of discussions, we'll say, on in Bungie forums, subreddit and whatnot over the changes that have been made and whether or not they're good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're up for individuals to figure out, I guess. One of the biggest controversies to come out of it is the which is
the what? Sorry, you cut out there.
The changes to shaders.
Oh yeah.
Armor coloration and whatnot, basically. Because in the first one, you could equip a shader which would change the color of all the armor you were wearing. And now you can, and they're permanent. Like you could take it off, it would just go in your inventory, and you can swap to a new one and all that.
Okay.
Now you can apply it to each individual piece of armor and weapon. You can apply shaders, so you have a lot more customization there, but they're consumable. So, a lot of people run into it where it's where you've got how in a Japanese RPG you'll save consumables for the final boss, and oops, you beat the game, and so you never used your max ethers or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels like it kind of disincentivizes you to even use your shaders. But also they have microtransactions in the game at which you can randomly buy loot crates basically to get shaders. So a combination of things that just has not gone over well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which is microtransactions in a AAA game is a whole nother discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all cosmetic.
Yes and no. Because this one technically does, even the loot boxes can come with armor mods, which will affect the game, but they're trash armor mods. They're not the good ones.
Wow, I don't know.
Because they're only blue, and and the purple level is the better by playing the game.
You haven't got to play yet, have you, Tess?
No, and it's been killing me because I want to play so badly.
They also changed up PvP, which is kind of another highly contested topic on both sides, because now it used to be and but also they changed classes enough so that it now abilities for classes, you have a grenade, and now you have a new class ability, and then a super. It used to be 6v6, and now all maps are 4v4. And they changed abilities overall from 1 to on a slightly smaller cooldown. So it leads to more gun focused, which I don't know. There have been a lot of people who've not responded well to the change, but there are also people who've enjoyed it. I've only played 2 matches in the group, so I haven't really been upset with the results yet. So
Where are you gonna get it, Tets?
Say again?
When are you
You're
gonna
cut
get
out
it?
for a moment. I don't know. Stupid adult way of my video games.
Just sell your house.
Just sell your house, sell your car,
I've told my
sell
other,
your wife.
Get Destiny 2.
I've told the other clanmates that I think I'm going to try to go sell my kidneys tomorrow so I can pick it up, but
You need,
my wife
can't-
hasn't exactly
don't-
approved.
I don't know how to tell this. You need to keep at least one. You can only sell one of them.
Crap! Then I can't get the PS Plus to play.
There you go.
Exactly.
You could, and this is just an idea. Sell your wife. I'm just saying. What do you need? Her? Do you need the car? Do you need the house? You don't need those things. You just need electricity, a TV,
Internet.
Yeah, internet.
The PS4.
PS4. That's all you need.
That's all man needs.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Overall, I think the game is great. It's a massive step up from Destiny 1, I think. It's got, I guess, its issues, but I don't think anything too major, basically.
That's
And
good to hear.
I like the way Bungie sort of like over time gives you more and more, because
Kind of trickle.
yeah, they're introducing factions, which were in the first one again. They just haven't come out yet. We're getting them next week, which they're also including the war of factions. I don't know if it's PvP or PvE focused thing, but it's going to be ongoing. It's not supposed to replace Rise of Iron, which that should be coming in a little bit after that. There's a monthly PvP event thing, so
Is
they've
the
already
Rise of
announced.
Iron their version of Iron Banner, essentially?
Or sorry, Rise of Iron was the name of the expansion. Iron Banner is also coming back.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they'll keep adding more for you to do. So hopefully, people who don't think there is enough to do at the moment, after a few more things get released, they've already announced what the first DLC will be, which is going to be on Mercury, which with dealing with Osiris, who was a mysterious character mentioned in the first one.
The Trials of Osiris.
Yes. Now you have Trials of the Nine, which have replaced that. But
Well, if there doesn't sound like there's any issues with the game, I would say that probably sums up the game doing pretty well then. Because
It's been doing well.
I would
Yeah.
basically say if you've got friends to play with, or if you do get it and go solo, definitely find a clan features. Definitely find people to play with.
Well, I was gonna say too, like, isn't that one of the things that they've really changed and upgraded from Destiny 1 is the ability to find people? 'Cause
Yeah, they've
before it
got
used to
new
be-
clan-focused stuff.
Yeah, it used to be much more
In-game.
like you just randomly appeared with people, and like Raid, you couldn't.
You're the cat clan, Tets. Your cat was losing it.
I told you.
That's adorable. That's adorable.
it was amazing. You're talking
get
about
like
the
a,
cats,
You're the cat clan. Give him some pets. He needs
When I
some
talk
pets.
about my cat, because I'm in my office right now, and my cat cannot stand it if I'm in my office and he's not allowed in. And so he'll do that sometimes, but he also recently was outside, and so he's just losing it right now. He's like, "Why are you doing this to me? You don't let me in. You don't."
Oh my god.